Most men have no idea why women sleep with some men and reject others. They believe women choose men for money or status. In reality, that belief is the reason they keep losing. Machiavelli understood that true power lies in hidden laws, not appearances. Women follow those same hidden laws when they choose intimacy. They won't tell you what they are, but if you don't understand them, you'll keep chasing while other men, often less impressive than you, win without effort. This video gives you the truth. The 4 hidden drivers that decide everything. Why she feels safe with one man and exposed with another. Why some men make her feel alive while others bore her. Why her choices change with age and circumstance, and why in the end she only gives herself to the man who makes her feel more feminine, more alive, more herself. By the end, you will know exactly how to stop asking, okay? Stop chasing, and instead become the man she feels compelled to give herself to without you ever needing to ask. Let's break it open. The first hidden truth is this: women sleep with men who give them emotional safety. A woman's body does not surrender to logic. It does not surrender to compliments, gifts, or persistence. It surrenders when she feels safe in ways she cannot even explain. Emotional safety is the invisible gatekeeper to intimacy. When she considers sleeping with you, her rational mind might say one thing, but her deeper instincts are asking, can this man be trusted with my vulnerability? Can I expose myself to him? Not just physically, but emotionally, without regret. Most men fail here because they confuse safety with weakness. They believe that being nice, always agreeable, always available, will make a woman feel secure. It doesn't. In fact, it does the opposite. When you bend too easily, when you have no edge, when you're desperate to please, she senses instability. Her unconscious reads it as danger, as fragility, and her body responds by shutting the gates. True emotional safety is not about softness. It is about solidity. It is the quiet strength of a man who doesn't panic under pressure, the calmness of a man who doesn't flinch when tested, the discipline of a man who does not betray his own word. That's when her instincts say, here I can let go. Here I can unfold my femininity. Here I can give without fear. Think about it. For a woman, intimacy is the highest level of vulnerability. She is literally handing herself over, trusting you with her body, her reputation, her emotions, sometimes even her future. Her unconscious is scanning you every second for clues. Do you respect her boundaries? Do you stay consistent in your actions? Do you listen without judgment? Do you handle stress without losing yourself? Each answer, silent and invisible, builds the foundation. And the moment she feels that foundation is unshakable, desire flows naturally. Machiavelli would tell you, power is not brute force. It is perception. The wise ruler does not scream that he will protect his people. His presence makes them believe it. The same law applies here. You don't convince a woman you're safe with words. You radiate it through your frame, through the way you stand firm when others crumble, through the way you stay composed when emotions rise. Let's make this real. You're on a date. She tells you a story about something that hurt her in the past. Most men rush to fix it, to say, I'd never do that to you. Wrong move. That sounds desperate. What she really wants to feel is that you are listening, that you aren't shaken by her vulnerability, that you can hold her emotions without collapsing. When you nod calmly, when you acknowledge her truth without judgment, when you don't try to impress her with promises, her body relaxes. She feels safe. Another example, she throws a test at you. Sharp words, a sarcastic jab. Many men react defensively, arguing, proving themselves, or worse, apologizing for things they didn't even do. But the man who stays calm, smiles faintly, maybe flips the frame back with humor. He signals something else. He signals unshakable confidence. He shows that her storm cannot destabilize him. And in that moment, she feels safe in a paradoxical way. Safe to be feminine because she knows his masculinity won't break. Now, here's your move. If you want a woman to feel safe enough to give herself to you, you must build three things: consistency, composure, and respect for her boundaries. Consistency means you do what you say, and you say what you mean. Composure means you never let her tests rattle you. Respect means you honor her vulnerability without rushing to exploit it. When you embody these, you unlock her deepest instinct. She stops asking herself whether she can trust you, and her body answers for her. She begins to lean in. She begins to soften. She begins to crave intimacy because safety is a soil where desire takes root. Remember this: women don't sleep with men because they are the most handsome in the room. They sleep with men who make their femininity feel protected. The man who can hold her without collapsing. The man who can stay grounded when her emotions surge. The man who shows her that surrender is not a risk, but a release. The second hidden truth is this: women sleep with men who make them feel intense emotions. Desire is not born in comfort. It is not born in predictability. Desire lives in tension. In contrast, in the moments where her heart races because she doesn't know what will happen next. Most men believe that if they are consistently nice, available, and agreeable, a woman will eventually reward them with intimacy. That's a lie. What actually happens is the opposite. Predictability kills attraction. If she knows exactly how you will respond every time, if she can read you like a children's book, she may respect you. She may even like you, but she will never crave you. Craving comes from emotional intensity. It comes from the adrenaline of uncertainty, the dopamine of surprise, the primal excitement of a man who cannot be fully controlled. Think of the women you've known who said they were tired of drama, but still ran back to the man who challenged them, who kept them guessing, who gave them highs and lows. Why? Because their nervous system is wired to respond to intensity. It's not logical, it's biological. When her emotions spike, her body releases chemicals that bond her to the source of that intensity. The same way gamblers are addicted to the spin of the wheel, women become addicted to the man who knows how to stir her emotions. Machiavelli wrote that it is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Why? Because fear creates tension, and tension maintains respect. Translated into seduction, it means this: it is better to stir her emotions, even the difficult ones, than to bore her with predictability. Because boredom is the true death of desire. But let's be clear, this doesn't mean you should mistreat women or play childish games. Intensity is not about cruelty. It is about contrast. It's about moments of warmth followed by moments of distance. Moments of laughter followed by moments of silence. It's about giving her something to feel that she cannot script in advance. Picture this: you're with a woman and everything is flowing. Most men would smother her with attention, afraid to lose the momentum. Instead, you pull back slightly. Let silence stretch. Let her wonder what you're thinking. Suddenly, her body reacts. She feels tension. She feels curiosity. She leans into silence. Instead of pushing her away, pulls her deeper because it's charged with the memory of your presence. Or imagine you tease her playfully, challenging her perspective, not aggressively, but in a way that makes her defend herself. She laughs. She pushes back. She feels alive in that exchange. The emotional spike leaves an imprint far stronger than any compliment ever could. The mistake of most men is believing women want constant positivity. They don't. They want truth. They want variety. They want to feel something real. When you can give her safety and intensity, you become unforgettable because you touch both sides of her nature. The side that wants to be protected and the side that wants to be shaken awake. Here's what Machiavelli would whisper in your ear: people value most what moves them, even if that movement is not comfortable. A ruler who creates awe, even fear, is remembered. A ruler who blends into the background is forgotten. And with women, the same law holds. If you can be the man who ignites her emotions, you become the man her body remembers in the dark. Your move is this: stop fearing her reactions. Stop smoothing every edge. Stop filling every silence. Stop giving her only what is easy. Instead, lean into the challenge. Disagree when you must. Tease when you feel like it. Step back when she expects you to lean in. Give her the contrast that creates fire. Because a woman who feels nothing will never give herself to you. But a woman whose emotions burn in your presence, even if they shift between laughter, tension, frustration, and longing, will find herself drawn back again and again to the man who can make her feel alive. The third hidden truth is this: women sleep with men based on survival calculations that change with time. Here's a brutal reality most men ignore. A woman's attraction isn't fixed. It shifts with her age, her circumstances, and the stage of life she's in. If you don't understand this, you'll always play the wrong game. At 22, she may give herself to the rebel, the musician with no money, the man who feels like an adventure. Why? Because her biology tells her she has time. She can explore. She can taste chaos. Her survival strategy is to experience. But at 32, the same woman might ignore that rebel completely. Now her esteemings push her towards stability, protection, and a man who can build something lasting. Her survival strategy has changed. Now it's about securing a future. This is not hypocrisy. It's biology. Hormones, age, and environment shift her desires without her even realizing it. Which is why the man who is irresistible to her at 22 might be invisible at 32, and the man she once dismissed may suddenly seem essential. Machiavelli warned rulers to always read the terrain before planning an attack. The same rule applies here. If you don't know the terrain she's standing on, her life stage, her needs, her fears, you'll use the wrong weapon. Adventure, when she wants stability, fails. Stability, when she wants adventure, bores her. Here's the move. Learn to read where she is. Listen to her words. Notice her energy. If she talks of travel, freedom, living in the moment, she's in exploration mode. Show her intensity, new experiences, passion. If she speaks of future, family, and stability, she's in building mode. Show her direction, consistency, and emotional security. But the true master doesn't limit himself to one mask. He can shift between both. He can be adventure when she craves it and stability when she needs it. He can hold danger in one hand and comfort in the other. And that duality makes him unforgettable. Because here's the secret. The most desired women don't want only safety, and they don't want only excitement. They want a man who can hold both. A man who can be fire and foundation. A man who adapts like water, yet never loses his shape. So remember this: survival is the deepest filter of desire. If you can read it, align with it, and still remain rare, you become the man who doesn't just attract her in one phase of life. You become the man she cannot let go of in any phase. The fourth hidden truth is this: women give themselves fully only to the man who feels unavoidable. Every woman already knows what you want. She knows you want her body, her intimacy, her surrender. But she will never give it just because you asked. She gives when she feels she has no choice. When her instincts, her emotions, her survival calculations, and her attraction collide into one conclusion: this man is inevitable. This is where most men fail. They ask, they negotiate, they try to explain why they're worthy. And every word kills desire, because asking makes you optional. Optional men are replaceable. But the man who understands inevitability, he doesn't chase, he doesn't persuade. He creates an atmosphere so charged, so magnetic, that her giving feels like her idea. In her mind, she isn't submitting, she's choosing. But the truth is, you designed the choice from the beginning. Machiavelli taught that real power isn't taken by force. It's taken by perception, by making people believe that their decision to follow you was their own. That's how rulers secured loyalty that could not be broken. And in the same way, the man who masters this law secures desire that cannot be denied. How do you do it? You control the rhythm. You don't flutter with attention. Your attention becomes rare, unpredictable, like lightning in a dark sky. You reward her only when she invests. You carry yourself as though your presence is a gift, not a request. And when you finally lean in, when you touch, when you praise, when you give, her body reacts as though it just won a battle. Here's the paradox. The less you ask, the more she gives. The less you explain, the more she invests. The more you hold back with calm strength, the more she feels compelled to close the distance. She starts competing, not with other women, but with herself. Am I enough for him? Have I earned him? Could I lose him? And that internal battle drives her to give more, to chase harder, to surrender deeper. At this point, you've transcended attraction. You've become her obsession. Not because you forced it, but because you made her feel it was destiny. And destiny is the one thing the human heart cannot resist. So understand this final truth. Women do not surrender to men who ask. They surrender to men who embody inevitability. Become that man. And she doesn't just sleep with you. She gives herself in a way no one else has ever touched. You've listened carefully, and that alone already sets you apart. Most men never reach this point, but you did. And now, it's no longer about listening. It's about acting. Because the moment you apply what you've just learned, you are no longer the same man. You now know the hidden reasons women give themselves to some men and deny others. You've seen that it's not looks, not money, not luck. It's strategy, safety, intensity, timing, presence. You hold the map, and every move from here will separate you from the masses who still beg, still chase, still ask. From this day on, you are no longer the one who waits. You are the one who receives. You are no longer the one who bends to her. She is the one who finds her place around you. You no longer try to guess what a woman desires. You become the one who awakens that desire. The one who draws her to give herself freely, eagerly, completely. So remember this always. True strength does not force. It rises from being undeniable, from becoming the presence that cannot be ignored. And now you carry it. If this opens your eyes and you're serious about becoming the man who's in full control of his life, my book is now available. The Undeniable Man Built to Be Chosen. It's a strategic guide for men who want to attract, lead, and dominate in their love life and beyond. Whether you're single or in a relationship, no fluff, no tricks. It's pure, powerful strategy that will set you apart from 99% of men and that you will actually use every day. The link is in the description. And if this video spoke to you, don't just keep your thoughts in your head. Write a comment, even just a few words. It helps you remember these lessons, and it might help someone else, too. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this content, and share it with someone who in your eyes needs it right now. Just trust your instinct. We're all trying to get clearer, more solid inside. So, let's build minds that don't break.